Hi, gang. It is officially October. Uh, okay, there. Nice and spiffy for the camera. Um, October's here. I was watching, and this is kind of add on, I guess you could say, to Kizzy Bug and her videos today about domestic violence and abuse and such like that. Um, oh, come on. I think I've had too much coffee today. I'm not thinking straight. Sometimes Domestic Violence and Abuse Awareness Month, something like that. And I just wanted to add to it. Kind of hyper today, too. I think it's all the coffee I drank this morning. A very disturbing trend that I've noticed while watching videos and such online and news reports and such. I've noticed that when something happens, something tragic, car accident, there's a fight at Walmart. What's the first thing somebody does? They start recording. They got their phones, they start recording, and I'm like, do something. Don't just stand there, with your stupid phone. What, cat? Oh, hush. Sorry, cat bothered me. It's almost like a Pavlovian response. Something happens and people take out their phones. And as far as this pertains to domestic violence and abuse and such or whatever, don't get out your phone. I mean, in a situation, now there are situations where a phone could be useful in recording for evidence. Understandable. Just remember that your eyes and such are the best recorders there. If you're by yourself and you see something happening, don't pull out your phone. Go over and stop it. Like, if let me be careful about saying that. If it's a situation where something violent is going on or whatever like that, call the police. Just dial 911. If myself personally, I'll put it this way. Let me rephrase this. If I was walking along and I saw some guy yelling at his wife or something like that, or girlfriend or whatever, I'd sit and watch. And I've actually been in a position where I've done this before. I'd sit and watch. If they're like this and they're yelling at each other, let them yell. Now, if the guy reaches over and slaps her or grabs a hold of her, I go into action. I don't care. Go over, say something. Usually, the one time I had to do something like this, the guy right away took his attention off of the girl that he was having this issue with and started it on me. That's fine. Started yelling and whatnot. He didn't seem quite as eager to get physical with me as he did with the girl that he was arguing with. But the girl was able to, get away and such. So, I mean, even something of that nature, it's don't just sit back and let things happen. Don't sit back and just, watch things happen, tape them on your telephone or whatever like that. Something of that nature. Somebody's going to be taping it eventually, regardless. Do something about it. Don't just sit there and watch it and let it unfold. Animal abuse. Kizzy Bug was talking about this today too. Animal abuse. I've got cats. The wife and I have got kitty cats. We take care of them and stuff. We keep them inside because there's just too much danger out there for them to get into. If you, I'm searching for words. My brain is just really mixed up right now. You've got no business beating on people, but you definitely have no business beating on an animal, period. It's just, I've videos I've seen of, now I didn't see the actual act, but I've read reports and seen videos and such of situations where someone has abused an animal, and I could only get a part of the way through it because it was just sickening. It was evil. Kizzy, I can't really say much more than what Kizzy Bug did. She covered it pretty well. The same thing with as it is with domestic abuse and violence with between men and women. Do the same thing for the animals. If you see somebody abusing an animal, and say like you're with your spouse or something, say, hey, put this on record and just tape this. Go over and confront the person. Save the animal. Do something for the animal. Do something for the person that's getting beaten. But be very careful how you do things. It's best, in all honesty, it's best to just call the police. That's actually probably the best advice I could give. Call the police. Let them deal with it. If you're in a situation where, there's the opportunity for violence, it's probably best just to, call the police. And then if, for the purpose to show the police officer what's going on, yes, show them whatever you've recorded. But don't sit and watch somebody beat up somebody else. Don't sit and watch somebody abuse an animal and kick a little kitty cat or something like that. Don't just sit back and watch it. Do something about it. As far as ourselves, and something that I do, and I've told my wife this before, if I feel like I'm getting upset about something or aggravated or whatever like that, I'll go clean. I'll go find something to do. And I've told her, I said, if I get in a mood like that, I say, just let me be for a little bit. And she does. She just, because after about 15, 20 minutes, I'll work up a good sweat or whatever like that, getting stuff done. And then I'll sit and talk to her about it. Now, we've seen videos, and I'm not going to name any names because they get enough screen time as it is, but we've seen videos of an individual and his dad, for that matter. Thank you, Cat. Getting upset and breaking things, throwing things around, yelling and screaming like this. That's not the way to handle things. If you feel like you're upset about something, then take a walk. My mom, when she was still alive, she would go outside and she would rearrange the wood pile. Now, this would involve her taking the pile of wood that we had for the fireplace, and her taking logs and tossing them. Once she got done with that, she was fine. It was her way. I don't step in the cat's tail. That was her way of dealing with things. Hey, Antonio. Never, 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 never get mad and take it out on your spouse or your pets. Ever. Don't ever do it. If you are upset at your spouse, just say, hey, I need some space. Let me be. And then come back and talk about it. Don't go over and hit your spouse at all. You're gonna have issues where you're gonna get mad at each other. You're gonna get upset. And you may even yell too. It happens. Don't take it a step further and add violence to the mixture. Don't hit. Don't abuse. Don't beat. Don't. It doesn't solve anything. It just causes pain. There's Kizzy Bug also mentioned emotional and mental abuse. Though you cannot see scars, bruises, whatever like this, with the emotional and the mental abuse, it's just as bad. It's just as dangerous. You've probably heard the term browbeating. That's one thing that will take and ruin a person's what do you call it? Self-image in a heartbeat. You browbeating, for an example, you'll never amount to anything, or you were so stupid, or something to that effect. You keep telling that to a person, they're going to start to believe it. That is just as much abuse as doubling up the fist. The mental abuse is okay. Here's a good example for mental abuse. It's called, and I learned about this in college too. It's called stonewalling. That's when and we saw a really good example of this on some past videos where AGP he just clammed up. Stonewalling is, in a sense, shutting the other person out, not talking to them, not acknowledging them, maybe even going to the extremes at not even looking at them. That's stonewalling. That's just as much mental abuse as physical abuse. Point is, there's no need for us to be hateful or spiteful or anything like this with the people around us. There just isn't. And if you got a problem with somebody, cat keeps zooming back and forth like crazy. I wonder if he's got the cat zoomies. Cat zoomies. A little off topic here, right quick. Hi, kitty cat. Something off topic. Cat zoom. Yeah, he's got the cat zoomies. Okay. If you watch right over here, you'll probably see him run by here in a minute. I've got this theory about why cats go so much. And it's kind of silly, really. Cats go in, they do their business in their litter box, and then they run around the place, at warp 19 or whatever. Thank you, cat. My theory is cats do that because if it's like getting rid of a burden, and they feel good afterwards. It's like, oh yeah, and they take off. A little silliness there. Anyway, hi kitty, come here. Let me see if I can show you my little kitty cat. Come here. Come here. No, come here. This is my little kitty. Her name's Fiona. She is about as soft as a little bunny rabbit. I spoil her rotten. When she was tiny, I used to walk around with her holding her all the time. Okay, I'll let you down. There's times when I can pick her up and I can put her on my shoulder and she'll lay there, and go to sleep. Other times she's like, put me down. Ugh. But that's my little kitty. She keeps me company. She sheds too. Anyway, I'm going to cut this short because I've got music practice I got to do. In short, just when it comes to domestic violence, animal abuse, things like that, don't be a part of it. Don't cause it. And definitely don't just sit back and watch it. Do something about it. Don't let it happen. We have to. There comes a time, and my pastor was talking about this in church yesterday. There comes a time when we have to be bold and we have to stand up, and we have to just. We can't just sit back and be part. We can't sit back and just watch things happen. If there's something wrong, and we don't, and we know it's wrong, we have to be bold and stand up. Gosh, darn it, my contact's bugging me. We have to stand up and do something about it. This doesn't mean meet violence with violence or whatever like that. But we follow Christ's example. Love our neighbors. That's not just a rule. That's something to live by. Anyway, coming up on almost 16 minutes. Hey, I got a like. Oh, cool. Far out. I've got music practice I got to do here in a little bit. I've already got most of my chores done. You can see the vacuum cleaner right there. I'm going to go put that away. Oh, the cat slowed down a little bit. But anyway, take care. Be kind to others. Find a reason to do something nice for somebody. And don't do it to get a reward. Don't, if a person says thank you, leave it at that. Do it because you know that you've brightened somebody else's day up. Take care. Be peaceful. Enjoy life. And we'll see you later on. Bye-bye.